So today I wanted to go over a technique that changes how we model walls. And so traditionally when we look at a project, we've always modeled walls as one thick wall. And one thing we're finding as we kind of move through our projects, we have different materials, siding, stone, we have different conditions where those walls just ultimately become a bit more complex. And so we're going to talk about a few things. One, we're going to bring in our updated wall types, and part of that is our internal system, but I'll kind of show you why and what we've set up. So in our Revit template, we've set up this page, and we just call it 00, and it's just our wall type page. And so this is just a template and a set of different wall types that we use in our projects. So to start, I'm going to actually go in here and I'm just going to copy everything, including these red lines. We just use these red lines as kind of guides. And this is kind of an internal page, so we don't really show this at all. So we're just going to copy this. We're going to go back into our file we were in, and we're going to go and create a new sheet under our, we call it our finishing set. I'm just going to verify. Oh, I do have one here already. So we have this sheet here. I'm just going to delete all this here. And so we've created this sheet. We just call it 00 wall types. And so we're going to go and paste to our current view. And so if I didn't have this sheet, I would want to set that up. And this will bring in our legends as well as our wall types. And so primarily what we're going to be using is this wall type we created called finish one side. And we're going to be using this for our different exterior walls as to model the stud as well as the interior finish. And then we've also created these different wall types that just have the exterior finish. So we have this one is just normal sheathing and siding. We have this one that uses zip R, oh, not this one. Where we go? Up here we have zip R6. We have ones that are zip R6 in stone. So this just allows us a little bit more customization of where these materials are being used. So let's go into actual modeling. And so I'm going to go to my floor plan here, and I'm going to select all of our exterior wall types. So we're going to select all instances and entire project. And this is going to select all of our exterior walls, as you can see here. And we're going to go here and we're going to go to change our location line to finish face exterior. And this is just going to ensure that the exterior of our stud is not going to move and it stays in the same place relative to our drawing. So let's change it to core face exterior. We're going to apply that. And then we're going to go up here and change this to be our 2x6 finish one side. And this might take a minute to process here, so I'm just going to pause it. Okay, we're back. And so I just want to also note that when I'm doing stuff like this, I like to save at a few different intervals just so that we make sure we capture those changes. And if for some reason the file crashes, we don't lose anything. So I just saved it while I was out there. So let's go back in here now. And we're going to go up to our architecture tab. And we're going to go to our wall. And there's a few different ways you can do this. You could offset the wall, but I just find it's just super easy to grab this wall, and we're going to trace it. And we just need to set our location line to core face interior because we want to, our Revit requires there to be a structural wall, and so we want to make sure that structural wall is following our exterior of our stud all the way around. Just using the space button to flip that out. And it's going to take me a minute to go through this. I'll see how fast I can do it. When you get to these interior ones, it usually breaks and tries to offset that line inside the wall a little bit more. So I'm just hitting the escape button on my keyboard to reset that and continue with the wall there. And it's going to do it on this interior wall as well. Hit escape. And once we finish going around the whole building here, we have to do our lower level as well because there's some exterior walls there. I won't show that one, but I will I will do that quickly, and I'll pause the video, do that one quickly, and I'll just show you some things that we'll want to clean up. So almost done these walls. Here's a few more. And we'll have to sort out this area after. What we would likely have is we'll have a the zip sheathing, which is our air barrier and exterior insulation, continue through these kind of stone decorative details, but the stone will kind of break and the stud will break, and so just we have a continuous barrier on the outside. So give us a little error message there. Let's just close that off. And so just want to go up to 3D for a second and just show you something. So we have no windows showing. So how do we fix that? So let's go back into our floor plan here, and it's actually just as simple as joining these walls. So we're going to go up to Modify, and we're going to go to Join. And I'm going to join all the walls, even the walls I'm not too concerned about, because you know, if we end up adding a window in there later, it just will save us time later. And while I'm in the mindset of joining them all, I'm just going to go around and do that. So I'm going to finish joining these walls, and then I'm going to add the walls in the basement, and I'll be back and just kind of show you the 3D and how we kind of finish this one off. So I'll be back in a few minutes. So we have a bit more completed now. So I just wanted to go over some of our top connections here, because you can see that our walls don't go all the way up to the top. So we just want to solve that. Most of the projects we typically set up proper top of walls for every kind of section. So this would be top of wall 3. And those will go up. And then with a few of these walls, we're going to actually bring them down to the basement. And that way our exterior finish is continuous, but our studs stop at the top and bottom of each floor. So we can just drop this down to basement. And if we had some sort of curb, we could potentially lower it down to, or raise it up above that curb as well. So in this case, we have these ones. We'll go down to basement, and we'll go up to top of wall 4. And then after, we'll just have to fix the joining of those. I think everything else. So we got this one here up to 4. So really, modeling this way kind of gives us a bit of a freedom to have more control over what we're doing. I will say it definitely is a bit more of a complicated modeling method. You know, in this case, we have this kind of weird piece here. I'm going to go from top of wall 3 over to top of wall 4, and then I'm just going to bring this in and bring this all the way over as well. And since this actually is top of wall 1, I'm actually going to do top of wall 1, because what we would probably do is we would have our zip sheathing continuous through this gable end wall, and that way when we have our insulation on our flat ceiling, there is no thermal bridging to that interior piece. So I don't know if that makes complete sense, but the other thing to kind of know about this modeling technique, just this case is, this one's W2. The one thing to know about this modeling technique is you have to be very careful of your window placement and door placement. We want to make sure our window and door placement's always in the main kind of hosted wall, which is the stud, and not in the exterior. And so the last thing we just want to do with this is we want to just join the interior and exterior walls here. And it'll show our windows again. And so because obviously this is a bit more of a complicated way of modeling, it does provide us some efficiency within noting and dimensioning, because everything is modeled to the location that it would actually be in. For example, the stud would start and stop in its proper spots, and then that exterior finish would be continuous like it would be in real life. So just gives us a little bit more of control over that. So anyways, that's a tutorial about splitting the walls into kind of exterior and interior, and how to utilize that, I guess, in a bit of a workflow. So thanks for watching.